20% towards a pool money, I think it would work very well. We all bring in, regardless of how much I earn, we all bring in, say like we're earning in good big digits, like 6, 7 digits, and we all decide we will bring in 3 million every month out of our pay. You'd find so many things would be sorted or get off the list without anyone feeling the weight of it. But if it's the other way around, you bring in 20% and I bring in 55% of my income, then the other is still feeling unfair because they feel like they're the ones who do everything. But that is removed if you sit down, agree, and say, you know what, we are starting a relationship. And it's very key, guys, that you start it from the beginning of the relationship, because if you choose to do it much later, it becomes hard to do. You are so used to your old ways. Changing them to something that would ideally help a relationship at times is not easy. You know, like in Uganda, we have that saying that a tree that was planted and it grew in reverse or bent, trying to make it stand straight is not normally easy. So it is key that some of these things you start early in a relationship, you discuss. That comes in when you're dating, whereby you discuss how will we handle money. What about if I'm not working and you're the one working? What about if you are working and I'm not working? How would money be handled? Because if for example, you and I have, if for example, you and I are in a relationship and Alexa, thank you. Sorry about that. I had set a reminder and my alarm is going off over and over. Sorry, guys. I wanted it to make sure we are on time. But again, it's late because of a few things. But anyway, say like we are in a relationship, and what they call dating is you decide earlier on when you're dating that how are we going to handle money? These are issues that should be talked about. You know, when we are dating, there are things that we take light. You know, all we are doing is smiling, always laughing, you know, and it seems like it's party time, party after party. But real life is waiting. And if your relationship is going to end anywhere, serious issues need to be talked about, like money. How should we handle money in a relationship? This is what I would advocate for. And you are okay to give your opinion on that one. And I learned it from some couple that really impacted my life growing up. The woman would bring her money, all the money she earns, and the man would bring her money, all that he earns at the end of the month. And then they would meet all the bills in the house. Because I don't know, men just don't know the ability that women have got. We've got that ability to plan. Not all of us are the same, but it's because of the way you men treat us and the way you think of us that we act a certain way. If you don't show me that money is an issue, you don't involve me in the money matters, guess what? I'll act like the light head, and all I'll do will be like that straw that sucks through the bottle and just make sure the bottle is dried up. But women have an ability in them to build homes and to build strong families if you involve them. Every woman has got it. Let no one fool you that it's for some women and some don't have it. They all do, but it's because of the way the relationship is started. If initially you're getting interested in me and you're showing off as though money is not an issue, and you don't allow me to pay for anything, you don't allow me to, talk about money. I know of a gentleman whose girlfriend was trying to ask about the projects he was running, and the man said, "Stick your affairs to the kitchen because that's where you belong. The rest, leave it up to me." So the woman was shocked to hear that from her boyfriend. And guess what? She became this lady that sticks her nose only in the kitchen. And all she kept on asking for is, we don't have this, we don't have this, we don't have this. And some of the things she had come up with to ask for, because the man really showed like, concerning money, don't ask me anything. Just say the things that you need to run the house. So in such a relationship, you find that the woman will act like a sucking tube that just sucks you dry. Now you try it. For those of you who have not yet started going so deep in relationships before you get married, anyway, those of you who have not yet gotten married, you can try it and say, let us get this money. This is how much we have. Because things really do turn around. I know of couples where you start off when you're all working and then one loses the job and stays home for about 2 years and a half without a job. That can really take a toll on a relationship, especially if that person is the man. Because men are groomed to think they are the providers. And so when they are not in position to provide, that really takes a toll on them. So this gentleman was really facing it rough, not being able to, pay for the bills or play his part as a man. And that comes natural. But if you're in a relationship that is going to be open, this is what I would say. Yeah. You go on and sit, discuss, you're dating. How would you want us to handle money in a relationship? Would you want us to everyone keep their own money and just pinch in a little, a certain percentage? Or would you want us to put all our money into a pool and then be able to meet needs as and when they arise? Because if you do it like that, guess what will happen? You will have less pressure. Say like you got 700,000 and I brought in 200. It seems like it's small, but add it to the 700,000, that would be 900,000. And the bill, I'll be able to understand how much actually you bring in. And I would be understanding when it comes to meeting family needs, relatives, because for us who come in Africa, we've got distant relatives. And so I would not come to you saying, can you pay fees for my sister or my little brother that has got to go to school? But I'll be looking at you this way. This is how much we have. So when my relatives send me to come and ask for money from my husband or my boyfriend, I'll be like, he's not got any money because I know exactly what you have. But if we don't do it that way, I will come because you're not an open book. I don't know how much you have. And I'll keep on telling you, my auntie needs some money to rebuild her house. It was leaking. My father said, I've got to help contribute towards the paying of fees for my little siblings. And I would come up with all these reasons because you don't tell me exactly how much you earn. But you tell me how much you earn and see if, unless something is wrong with this woman that you're getting in a relationship with, if you are an open book and you tell them exactly what you're earning, and she brings hers to the table and then she starts saying, I want hair worth this much, almost half of the pool money. That would be craziness. So I would advise that if someone is getting into a relationship,